Are you girls going to behave? Are you going to behave today? Yeah? Okay, so we're going to start in a nice strong standing posture. We'll just adjust that camera so we can see the mat a little bit. There we go, perfect. First of all, super simple, we're shifting side to side to mobilize through the feet. So lifting up through the sides of the feet. And I know if I haven't done this for a few days, a little bit of hooking and cracking, which is good. And then just focusing on that connection of the feet to the ground. We're going to shift forward onto the toes and then back to the heels. So the connection of the 10 toes is really important to the ground. And then we're going to start taking it right up onto those tippy toes. And the key focus with this is pressing down through the big toe. So we come up onto the toes, press down through that big toe, and then shift back to the heels. Up we go, shift back to the heels. We're going to do one more. Okay, and relax that down. So we're going to take a wide stance and just mobilize through the hips a little bit. So just wiggling the hips to begin with. So dipping through one side and dipping through the other. And really nice if we're carrying any tension through the inner thighs. And just good mobility for the hips. And then from here, we're going to do the nice hip circles. So side, forward, side, scoop it round. So we take it to the side, forward, side, and scoop the bottom round. So you can see there is some movement through the upper body, but we're predominantly moving through the hips and pelvis. And then we're going to change direction. So side, scoop it round, side, forward. Really great for the hips. And then we settle back to center. We're going to take a staggered stance. Now there's two ways we can do this next exercise. Ideally, we're going to be doing it in a kneeling position, but if the kneeling position isn't ideal for you, we'll do it standing. So I'll just show you what I mean when we do it standing. Okay, so staggered stance. I am up on the toes on the back foot, and we're just going to shift the knee forward, slide it over the toes. However, we're going to try and keep the tailbone scooped under, length through the spine. So we draw it forward and then bring it back up. So we're loading through the knee, getting that nice alignment, but also opening through the back hip. There should be no pain or discomfort through the lower back. Alternatively, we're high kneeling, we're going to do exactly the same. So scoop the tailbone under, lengthen through the spine, and then we're just going to shift the weight forward and then bring it back up. So a nice smooth movement. You need to cushion your back knee, then you can place a towel or blanket underneath it. Okay, but we're shifting forward, nice alignment through that front knee. And as we do that, again, we're trying to maintain that scoop under so we're not overarching through the lower back. Okay, we shouldn't get any pain or discomfort through that lower back. So remember, kneeling isn't an option, work through that standing position. Okay, we're going to switch to the other side. And again, the transition from exercise or side to side, exercise to exercise is really important too. So we're thinking efficiency. So scoop the tailbone under, lengthen through the spine, and then we're shifting the weight forward and then drawing it back up. You shift forward and bring it back up. So a nice fluid movement. Nice and light on the knees. Lengthen through the spine. We're going to do one more. Okay, and then we're going to do a similar exercise, but side to side rather than in that front plane of movement. Okay, so we're taking the foot out at around 45 degrees. So we shift that camera a little bit. Again, with this one, if kneeling isn't an option, we will do it in a standing position, wide stance, and we're just going to shift from side to side. So it's that glide of the knee. In a kneeling position, we're going to take the foot 45 degrees, the leg 45 degrees, and then we're just going to shift and lift back up. Again, if you need to cushion that supporting knee, you can. Okay, length through the spine. We're shifting over. We are loading through that hip, but I don't want you to compress into it. Support the whole body. Nice alignment of the knee over the toes, and then we draw it back up. So again, a nice fluent movement. Nice and strong as we shift from one position to the next. And we've got that really nice alignment of the knee over the toes. Okay, we switch to the other side. So again, standing position, if you've been alternating, just keep going with that. Okay, so 45 degrees with that leg, and then we're gliding knee over the toes and drawing it back up. Remember, we're supporting through that hip, we're loading it, but we're creating length through the spine. Nice glide of the knee over the toes, and we draw it back up. Gentle core engagement. Bring it back up. Amazing. Okay, we're going to do one more. And then we take it into a seated position. We're going to place the feet together. Okay, and we're going to take the hands and place those fingertips down behind us. So we're encouraging length through the spine. If you need extra support with this, you can place your back against a wall or a cupboard, okay, just to support the back. Okay, and we're going to butterfly the legs. So we're bringing the knees together and then opening them out. So when the hands are down behind you, supporting you, we're trying not to grip through the shoulders. It's open through the chest, length through the spine. So we're butterflying those knees. So we're getting really nice movement through those hips. And this is a great one to do if you find that sitting in a cross-leg position feels uncomfortable or you don't get the range of movement you want. Okay, we're going to do one more. Amazing. And then we're going to take it into a split leg position. Okay, so to regress this, to make it less challenging, all I want you to do is narrow a stance and we shift the knees side to side. Okay, but the goal is to be able to stagger the legs. So we're in that Z leg position. And we're going to just start super simple by lifting up and over and switching from side to side. So we're just getting the body used to that movement, and then we're going to add something a little bit different onto them. Okay, so we're settling on one side, that split leg position. If you don't want to hold this position, or you take a look at the progression and you don't want to do that, you take it back to what we've just done. So this split leg position, or the Z leg position, the back leg is the one that's going to move. And we're going to use the hands to support us. We're going to bring the heels together, or the feet together. The feet touch, and then we bring it back down. Okay? The back leg that moves, we lift up the knee, we bring the foot through, and we place it, it touches the other foot, and then we bring it back round. So that's said leg position. Okay, the back leg moves. We lift up to the knee, we glide the foot through, it touches. Okay, so the goal with this one is to be able to lift the leg up, okay, before we move it. So the whole leg and foot lifts off, we bring it round, the whole leg is lifted off as we take it back, okay? But you can see, initially, we're just bringing it through. It doesn't matter if that foot doesn't lose contact with the ground, okay? We switch to the other side. So again, single-sided exercise, so it's really important you notice the difference between one side to the other. So it's the back leg, okay? We lift up to the knee, the foot glides through, it touches the other foot, and we bring it back round, okay? So the goal, or what we're working towards, is being able to lift up, or see on this side, it's much more challenging for me to lift up through that foot, touch, bring it back round, lift it up, and bring it round. So just work with your body, challenge it, but in a safe and beneficial way. We don't force a movement. We work through a comfortable range or level, and then we ask for a little bit more. Okay, we're going to do one more. And then we're going to take ourselves down onto our back. Okay, we're going to take our arms out to the side. So grounded through the shoulders, we've got the knees to the chest. Okay, and the legs are going to work separately, but they're going to work to support one another. And we're going to do a rotation. So if you don't feel very comfortable, or you feel a bit unsure of doing it with the legs up, place the feet down, and we're working on those rotations. So lowering the knees to the side, drawing back to center, and then taking it to the other side. And we repeat that movement. The shoulders are grounded, so almost like they're velcroed to the ground. Otherwise, knees to the chest, one leg lowers down towards the ground through rotation, the other one follows. The top leg lifts back to center, the bottom leg follows. So you can see that we're moving through that rotation, but we're asking for a little bit more core involvement. The shoulders remain grounded. Okay, and the stronger we get with this, then the legs start to move together. Okay, so we're working simultaneously. Okay, they're working together. The shoulders remain grounded. As we do this, we try not to grip on for dear life through our shoulders, and we should be breathing. Okay, if you are holding your breath or you're gripping, or both, then take it back to the first exercise where the legs work separately to support one another. So we've created a core stabilization exercise here, as well as mobility through rotation. We draw it back to center. We place the feet down onto the ground, the arms down by our side. We're working through the shoulder bridge to begin with, and then we'll add a little progression in. So the first thing we do is ground the feet, get a nice start position, and then we're going to scoot the tailbone under, flatten the lower back to the mat. We lead with the pelvis, we take the pelvis up to the sky, we squeeze through the glutes at the top, the feet remain grounded, and then we roll down one vertebrae at a time. So we scoop under, flatten the lower back to the mat, lift with the pelvis, squeeze through the glutes, and we roll it down. The more we do it, the more familiar this exercise becomes, and we want it to feel pretty low level. Squeeze through those glutes at the top, we roll it down. Okay, so if it feels pretty low level, we progress it up. If you want to stick with the normal shoulder bridge, just stick with that. We scoop under, we take the pelvis, and we're going to do the pelvic dips. So we dip one cheek down towards the ground. We lift back to center, squeeze through the bum cheek to the top. We dip down to the other side, bum cheek down towards the ground. We lift everything back to the top, and then we roll everything back down. That's one repetition. Dip through one side, dip through the other, lower it down. We go again, all the way up, squeeze through the glutes. Dip through one side, lift back up, dip through the other, lift back up, roll it down. And we go again, all the way up to the top. Dip, lift it up, dip, lift it up, and roll it back down. We're going to do one more repetition. Scoop it under, all the way up to the sky. Squeeze through the glutes. We dip, lift up, dip, lift up, roll, get back down. Amazing. Just hug the knees to the chest, give them a little wiggle, massage that lower back to the mat. And then if you'd like to, you can take hold of either the lower legs or the feet or ankles. And we're encouraging the knees to move out to the side. So, like we did with the seated position, okay, creating that diamond through the legs. And then we're going to press the feet to the sky. Nice big full breaths. And then we're going to bring ourselves into the 4-point kneeling position. So again, if kneeling is not an option, you can do this in a standing position, but with hands rested on the legs and with cat-cowing. Okay, so 4-point kneeling position. We take the belly button to the sky, lift up through the belly button, the chest bone, tuck the tailbone under, and then we move down into the cow. So belly button down, lift through the chest, tailbone back. And then we come all the way up. All the way up, 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 up. And then we take it into the cat. Tailbone, bone back, lift through the chest. We're going to do one more. All the way up. Take it into the cow. We place the toes down onto the mat. We're going to roll back towards the heels. Yeah. If this crouched position isn't great, just take yourself into a standing position. Otherwise, we're going to take a moment into the crouch position. And we're going to ease the heels down towards the ground. We bring ourselves into that strong standing position. And we're going to just take ourselves into a wide stance. Okay? So wiggle through the pelvis, side to side, so it's that dip. Initially, I want you to try and keep that upper body still, so it's just the movement through the pelvis. The upper body remains still. And then from there, we're going to allow the upper body to tip with us. Okay, so we're dipping through the pelvis, but the upper body comes to. Really nice and nourishing for those hips. Amazing. Okay, we come back up, we place the hands behind the back. Okay, still a wide stance, just creating that nice position for the shoulders. So we're not forcing them back, but we're putting them in a really good position. And then we're going to take a bow. So we're hinging from the hips, keeping the chest nice and tall. Okay, what I mean by that is we're not curling down through the spine. Okay, we're hinging through those hips. And one thing I want you to try not to do is tip back onto the heels. Okay, remember the tripod of the foot, big toe, little toe, heel. We want to be evenly balanced over those 3 points as we tip through the hip. Little squeeze of the bum cheeks at the top. And we hinge in. Forward, little squeeze of the bum cheeks at the top. We're going to do one more. And then we bring it into that narrow stance. We're going to roll through the shoulders. Glide forward, up and over, lifting through the chest. So lovely mobility through the shoulders. This really complements that cat-cow. We're going to do one more. And then we're going to hold the hands behind the back again, or clasp the fingers. This time we're really lifting and opening through the chest. Just taking the glance towards the horizon. We relax down and we are done and twisted.